Hi everyone, it's Sandy Chong here from the Australian Hairdressing Council, and I've got two guests with me today. The first one is Alannah Read from Ella Jade in Brisbane. Beautiful salon and amazing business, of course. Now, our second guest is Lani Masuku, and she's from Organic SUKI. And so we're going to have a chat to both ladies today about textured hair and the need to understand and be able to train our staff and supply a service for those who come into our salon who really want a hairdresser that understands textured hair. Now, I think we could agree that Australia is a very multicultural country. And so we need to understand to be able to do every kind of hair, not just, I guess, blonde, sort of blonde hair at the moment. So let's have a chat with girls about what is textured hair, what does that look like, and their thoughts on, what is it that our industry needs to do when it comes to learning something different, and should we be embracing it, which, yes, of course we should be. So hi, Lana. Hi, Lani, how are you? I've noticed you've got Organic SUKI up, so through me, it was like, oh my God, I nearly called you Suku. But and I think that's because my salon used to be called Suki, so it's stuck in here still. Anyway, thanks for coming on and, having a chat about a texture of hair that I think in our industry is a little bit neglected when it comes to understanding and training at the moment. So let's gather your thoughts. I might just start with you, Lani, only because, you're the owner and founder of Organic SUKI. You're also studying trichology.
That's
and
right.
I know that you've been working with Alannah a lot on the fact that we really do need to know more about how to do textured hair well. So you want to have a chat about where you are at the moment and, your thoughts about that.
Sure. I am of Zimbabwean heritage and have been in Australia for 20 plus years. And there's a budding community of people with textured hair. And I'd say textured hair is hair that is not straight or even slightly wavy. So if there's a continuum there, it will start with straight all the way to really, really tight, compact textures that are either coiled, zigzagged, or, whatever shape that it is. And that's kind of the continuum that we work on. And, 67% of the world's population is in this stage where they've got wavy all the way to really tight textures. And so I think the way that Australia's looking like now multiculturally is that people who are now starting to call Australia home come from nations and continents where they can walk into any hairdresser and they'll be able to do their hair. And the expectation when they walk into a salon in Australia is that the same as possible. But we're finding that that's not the case. And when I talk to some stylists, they talk about, kind of the shame of, I had to turn someone away because I really wasn't confident in styling and what the finish would look like. And then equal to that, we have the community saying, where am I going to go to get my hair done? I don't have the mainstream experience of walking into a salon and getting pampered and getting my hair done. So
yeah, there's definitely a real gap there, isn't there? And I know that with my salon, I had it for 38, 39 years. We actually did specialize in curly and coily hair. And but we sort of had to really source how to learn and get educated on that. And I know, Alannah, that's something that you've done as well. And you found a bit of a niche there where you've got apprentices or you've got those in your community who want to do an apprenticeship, but they want to do it in a salon that specializes in that. So do you want to have a chat about, where you're at the moment as well in your business and, those that are coming to your business specifically because they want to learn all about textured hair?
Yeah. Thanks, Sandy. We've been doing textured hair for consistently for the last 2 years in the salon. Prior to that, it's involved a hell of a lot of hours and money investing into getting all of our staff the right sort of skill level to be able to start inviting those types of clients into the salon. And I guess where we sort of sit in the market at Ella and Jade is, we're about luxury, but also inclusivity. So for those two things to meet, we need to be able to welcome anybody in to the salon with all hair types and all hair textures. So that's really, really important to me. What we're finding at the moment is, it's been sort of a journey in the last 2 years, but consistently every day now across both of my locations, we have texture in our salon. And I've got to say that I've been hairdressing for 16 years. It's by far one of the most rewarding things, like the last couple of years, being able to take somebody on a journey in a salon space where they've never had that opportunity before, I think for me, being in it for 16 years, that's really kind of brings me back to why I got into hairdressing. But I guess what we are seeing is, like you said, Sandy, there's this whole community of stylists that are sort of working from home that already know how to do textured hair. They don't have any qualifications, but they're looking for salons to come to learn, everything, that they want to be inclusive as well. So they want to come and do the apprenticeship as well. So we're really seeing an uptake of that at the moment, with people knocking on the door going, hey, I already know how to do textured hair. I just want to learn everything else. So I think, being able to kind of sit in that texture space and be inclusive, we are seeing, a rise in, I guess, more diversity in our salon as well, not just with our clientele, but with our staff. So that's really exciting. And we want to see more of it.
Yeah, and what's really great is you're attracting those who actually want the qualification and do the apprenticeship. And I know we lose apprentices in the first year. In fact, we lose about 63% of apprentices in the first year. And it's because they're used as cleaners and they're not actually training from day one, and that's what they actually want. But it sounds like some of your apprentices might end up training your guys as well, because they're already specialising in textured hair. But that's actually really great news, isn't it? That they would come in and instead of cleaning the salon, which, we hope that everybody now has cleaners, because that's how it is. But if anything, if they've got a great understanding of textured hair, then they can include all of your other stylists in having a better understanding as well, because it's very different how you cut it. And it's very different how you style it. And of course, the products are very different as well, which I know that Suku Organics or Organic SUKI, sorry, specialize in that coily and textured hair, because it's all about, very different moisture, very different way that you coat the hair and treat the hair, from how you shampoo it, etc., to how you cut it and how you style it. So, but that's really good. That the hard thing, I think, though, is, well, where do we learn textured hair? Because we know that it is in the training package and there's going to be changes in the training package. But, I think that, it's a very specialized, technique and skill. And so where do you think is the best place for all of our hairdressers around Australia to actually learn the secret to really being able to do textured hair well?
Yeah, I mean, I think look to your product companies first and see what they're offering, because there are a lot of amazingly talented educators in Australia that do specialize or know how to educate and to train people in texture. So that would be my first suggestion. I mean, I've done it, and I've now got a team of 15 that know how to do textured hair. So it is possible. I think it's just opening up your mind to it as well. And I think for so long, when I started in business, you'd have business coaches say, stick to your lane and understand who your clientele is. But, for me, that never really sat well, because I'm like, well, I want to be able to service anybody, really. So I think, if you are a blonde salon, there are still, and to be honest, most of the textured ladies that I get in the salon, they want to go blonde as well. So there's a whole market of people out there that still want to be blonde. It just depends. It's just that their texture is different to what we're used to working with. So that would be my biggest, I think, message to salons that do sort of specialize in one particular area, whether it be hair extensions or blondes. It's that the textured community still want all of those things as well.
And what a great clientele to have if you specialize in textured hair. If you have the right products for that kind of hair, well, then obviously they will always buy those products, because they do need something a little bit specific. Okay. And, the fact that if you have an understanding, because even coloring textured hair is a little bit different to just having straight hair that you're going to do some blonde foils. So there's certainly a different skill level that's needed there. And I think what is important for everyone to know is that if you see textured hair training, then jump at it, because, there's not everyone out there that can actually teach textured hair well. So, if there's an educator there, or if your company is educating about textured hair, or if Alannah is going to be doing anything, or her team, on textured hair, then make sure you put your hand up and go along and, just capture as much as you can, because it's definitely an added service, to any business. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, ladies. Like, it's been a pleasure getting you on, because I think that, you know, it is very definite a gap in our industry when it comes to training, but also in business. And so well done to you, you know, Alannah, in being able to embrace and actually identify that this gap is out there, and it's another added benefit to your business and also to your stylists that are now experts in textured hair. And every single salon in Australia really should be, okay? Because as I said earlier, we're a multicultural country now, so we can't just specialize in, you know, blonde straight hair. We really have to, you know, embrace being able to understand how to cut, color, and also style, you know, really good textured hair, have a really beautiful finish. And of course, that builds a great clientele and loyalty. So thank you so much, Lani, from Organic SUKI. And thank you, Alannah, from Ella and Jade in Brisbane. Really appreciate you coming on to just explain, you know, about, Organic SUKI, but also too about how you're working at the moment, Alannah, in your salon. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Sandy.